So far this year has been pretty rough for everyone, as the markets have been crashing while the inflation has kept on rising. Some have lost thousands in the market and others have trouble saving any money at all as the prices keep on increasing. It is easy to become disappointed in your personal finances when you are looking at all these millionaires buying the dip, telling you how they are making thousands every day, while you have to spend all your money driving to work. So in today's video, I wanted to share a little more realistic benchmark for you to compare yourself with. Instead of looking at all the social media millionaires, let's take a look at what is the average net worth by age. Welcome to our family dinner. Say hello to Sophia, James, Emma, Michael, Chloe, Thomas and Sarah. In this family dinner, we are not going to talk about politics, instead we are just going to talk about everybody's net worth. If you are not sure what net worth means, you can watch my other video for a deeper explanation, but it's simply just your total assets minus total liabilities. Assets are things that you own and have some value now or in the future: cash, savings accounts, bonds, property, land, stocks, cryptos, cars, retirement plans, and so on. Liabilities are things that make you lose your money: mortgage, credit card debt, student debt, unpaid taxes, and any other loans you might have. So in short, net worth equals everything that you own minus everything that you owe. Let's now get started with Sophia, who has just turned 20 years old. Sophia has not had a lot of time to save money since she has just started her career. Because of this, her net worth is currently around $8,000. The average net worth for her age is higher than that, around $28,000. The top 1% of her age has over $435,000, while a lot of people in this age group actually have a negative net worth. Let's actually dive a little more deeply into all of this before we continue. For the data in this video, I am using a website called Don't Quit Your Day Job as a guideline. You can find a link in the description. There are two factors that I want to point out: average net worth and the median net worth. All of you are probably familiar with what the average means. If we have a sample of 10 different numbers, the average is simply all of them summed up and then the result is divided by 10. For example, in this case, we sum all of these up, divide the result by 10 and get the average of 5.5. There is nothing wrong with using the average, but when we have a top 1% that makes a lot of money, it can really change the average number completely. If we change the last number to 100, the average suddenly goes from 5.5 to 14.5. Now with the median, the top 1% doesn't affect the result in a similar way. If our sample is from 1 to 10 again, the median is 5.5. If the last number is 100 instead of 10, the median is still 5.5. This is because the median is calculated by taking the middle value, meaning the value for which half of the observations are larger and half are smaller. In this case, when we choose these two numbers, it leaves 4 larger and 4 smaller numbers. The median is 5 plus 6 divided by 2, which is 5.5. When you are comparing your net worth with your age group, I would recommend comparing with the median net worth. Of course, you can also compare it with the average one, since it is great to be above average, but at some point the average becomes so much larger than the median that it might make you feel like you are not doing well with your finances even though you are above the median. But in this video, I will share both the median and the average net worth of each age group. Feel free to compare yourself with whichever you prefer. So at the age of 20, Sophia has a median net worth of $8,000 and the average net worth of this age is around $28,000. A lot of people at this age have a negative net worth, which can probably be explained with the simple fact that at this age your cost of living starts to increase, you might have to take some student debt to be able to pay everything, and you aren't making as much money from working yet. Let's now move on to James, who just turned 30. He has been working for over 10 years already and has been able to save and invest some of the money over the years. Besides having some money on a savings account, he owns a house but has to pay off a mortgage, drives a nice car, has invested in index funds and some individual stocks. At the age of 30, there are not as many people with negative net worth anymore, and the average net worth is around $122,000 and the median net worth is around $35,000. Alright, moving on to Emma, who is currently 40 years old. At this point in life, the average net worth explodes, being over 5 times more than at the age of 30. There are multiple reasons why this happens. First of all, Emma has been climbing up the corporate ladder for 20 years, which means that her salary is a lot higher than when she first started working. If she started investing 20 years ago, the compounding effect has already made her a lot of money. She also owns a house that has increased a lot in price since she bought it 20 years ago, while she also has almost paid off all the mortgage. Because of all this, the average net worth at the age of 40 is over $600,000 and the median is over $120,000. Have you calculated your net worth yet, by the way? If you haven't, you can find my free Google Sheets file in the description, which you can use to calculate and track your net worth. Go ahead and calculate it and let me know in the comments what your net worth is. It would be nice to know how it differs from the average.
Okay, now it's my turn.
Yes sir, here is Michael, who is 50 years old. At this age, the net worth doesn't increase that much anymore, which I find kinda interesting. I was kinda expecting the net worth to go like a hockey stick, that the older you get, the faster the net worth increases. At the age of 50, the compounding effect has a higher effect on your net worth than at the age of 40, but I guess that's about it. Maybe at this age, people don't really care as much about climbing the corporate ladder, or they have already climbed it as high as they want. Instead of worrying about their net worth, they are comfortable in their own house, driving a car that they want, and enjoying more of their life without worrying about missing the latest crypto trends. The net worth is still increasing, not just as much as previously. The average net worth is around $900,000 and the median is around $171,000. Okay, let's move on to this lovely couple here, Chloe and Thomas. Chloe is 60 years old and Thomas is 70 years old. You might think that the reason why they are a couple is the fact that they love each other, but it could also be that they have pretty much the same net worth, so I took a shortcut and made them love each other. The reason why both of them have pretty much the same net worth is the fact that the average American stops working at the age of 62. At the age of 70, the average net worth is actually a couple thousand lower than at the age of 60, which is explained by the fact that when you are not working anymore, your income tends to become lower too. At the age of 60, even in the late 50s, people start to realize that they are not going to work for a lot longer, which might create some anxiety. At this age, people really understand what kind of assets are they holding and how much money do they really have. A house, car and different investments will still make most of the net worth, but by now they also have a lot in their retirement funds and starting to save more in a savings account just in case something happens after the work is over. The average net worth for both 60 and 70 years old is around $1.15 million and the median is between $225,000 to $250,000. By now, you have probably noticed the trend, as people become older, the more net worth they have. Since net worth was calculated by subtracting your total liabilities from your total assets, there are only two ways to increase your net worth. You can either increase your total assets or decrease your total liabilities. This explains why the net worth keeps on increasing as you become older. If you buy a house in your 30s, you are paying off your mortgage for the next 20 years. During those 20 years, the house will increase in value, which makes your total assets higher, while you are also paying off your mortgage, which makes your liabilities lower. You also start to make more money, meaning that you can invest more money, and your investments start to benefit from the compounding effect the longer you have invested. But this doesn't actually last forever. Let's take a look at our last person, Sarah. Sarah is 80 years old with a median net worth of $235,000. The average net worth at the age of 80 is around $970,000, which is less than at the age of 60 to 70. As mentioned, the average American stops working at the age of 62, and this is where the net worth stops increasing. The net worth stays pretty much the same from 60 to 75, but then it starts to decline. This is mainly because as you become older, you start to have more expenses, as taking care of your health becomes more expensive. While your expenses are increasing, you are receiving a fixed income. However, this shouldn't be a problem at this age. Even though your net worth is decreasing, it is still higher than it was when you were younger. Thanks for watching the video, leave a like if you found it useful and subscribe for weekly videos. If you want to know how you can explode your future net worth, make sure to check the video on the top left corner. If you still haven't calculated your net worth, make sure to check the Google Sheets document in the description. It is completely free and you don't have to enter any emails or anything to get it. Have a great day and I'll see you soon. Bye.